Hello and welcome to Through the Language Lens, the professional development series for teachers, where we talk about pedagogical strategies for working with multilingual students, also known as English language learners. So I'm Jared Kubokawa, the English language consultant and coach at Ingham Intermediate School District, and today we're talking about asset-based thinking in teaching. So some of the key words you might hear today are teaching positivity, teaching strength, utilizing differentiation and collaboration, teaching growth, and thinking about reflection. Alright, so let's jump right in through the language lens. The issue in education, sometimes we fall upon deficit-based thinking in education. You can see that in this visualization here where the gray square represents the current educational system that asks students, you're going to have to change to fit into the system. But the different colored circular students say, how about you change the system so we can all fit? So that's deficit-based thinking, but why asset-based thinking? And this here is a key concept. So first of all, it creates an effective and engaging learning environment for both your students and the teachers themselves. It also supports DEI and other behavioral issues that you may confront in your classroom. Asset-based thinking is both collaborative and reflective, where students reflect on their learning and also collaborate with peers and the teacher. And of course, it's a positive strengths-based approach, where teachers focus on what the students can do well already in order to aid them in learning new concepts. So, very important, let's jump right into the teaching tips or the teaching strategies. So pedagogical strategies in asset-based thinking. First of all, right off the bat in the beginning of your semester or trimester, start off with an interest survey. Of course, you want to get to know your students, but also thinking about skills inventories and doing a small review of what they've probably forgotten over the summer. So you can get a sense of what the students already know, so you can start from this base of strength in order to move forward in your teaching. And of course, differentiated instruction, which comes in lots of different shapes and forms. However, thinking about differentiated instruction for multilingual learners could be the use of technology, use of different scaffolding strategies, use of different tools such as word walls, vocabulary banks, definitions, using pictures and photographs for differentiation and visualizations. Alright, and within that, creating flexible work groups for the students to work together, whether that's pairs or dyads, small groups, large groups, whole class discussion, and also of course using multiple modalities, which includes technology but as well as good old pen and paper. Alright, and finally looking at positive classroom environments and thinking about ways that you can enhance the way that students think about their learning and reinforce a growth mindset. And that happens through positive language in your classroom, because words matter. Alright, teaching strategies 2, more pedagogical tips. So, starting off with collaborative learning. That's peers teaching other peers or working in small groups and in pairs. And of course, reflective practices. Using self-assessment to bolster your assessment package that you offer in your classrooms is a very effective strategy of gauging what the students think they know and how they feel about the content, as well as students writing in journals, and I encourage ungraded writing and students reflecting on their learning in these ungraded writing. When I say ungraded, I mean yes, they would receive a participation grade, but removing grammatical requirements, removing unless you're having an issue with students not writing, removing the word count, and just letting students reflect and write about what they want to write about your content. Alright, finally let's do a quick review on some of these key concepts. Of course, asset-based thinking It teaches and creates a more inclusive and engaging environment for your students, where your teaching becomes more effective through positive language and reinforcing that growth mindset and the development of the students and yourself as a teacher. So some of these keywords that you've heard were positivity, strength, differentiation, collaboration, growth, and reflection. Finally, just to offer you some further reading in case you're interested in asset-based thinking and approaches, there's two different books here. The one on the left, Asset-Based Approaches, is more of a research-based approach to understanding asset-based thinking. And the one on the right, Better Learning, is more of a pedagogical approach to understanding asset-based thinking. And finally, I leave you with a quote from the great John Dewey. Excuse me. We do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. And of course, reflection is an important part of any classroom or learning experience that you may have. So thank you very much for participating. Feel free to leave a comment below and hit the like button. And if there's something that you didn't necessarily agree with and wanted to discuss, please leave a comment about that as well. I always encourage open discussion. And you can reach out to me via email at this address. And thank you for stopping by through the language lens. Goodbye.